Hi, welcome to our Sony A7 Mark III review. I'm together with my colleague Luther.
Yeah.
And so he bought this camera a few months ago.
You know, I bought them last month and I'm pretty excited to test them out in the real world with Ramon.
Yeah, and it's not sponsored in any way. It's also not a scientific review. We're testing them out purely for use as wedding photographers. And we'll be testing the flash capabilities, focus tracking, buffer speeds, etc. So enjoy! So we're back from shooting. How were your first impressions about things like handling?
Well, I like the handling. It's a small camera, but that's not a problem for me.
No, it's not. It hasn't annoyed me that it's so small. It feels well in the hand.
Yeah, it's solid. It's not a plastic toy camera.
No, agree. What about the menu system? How bad is it? People are bitching about the Sony menu system.
Yeah, first of all, I think the problem is that a lot of people switch at this moment and they are coming from Canon or Nikon and they are used to another menu system. So I don't think it's horrible, but there's a lot of customization. So.
Yeah, you can customize like every button and really in depth. That's really nice. And yeah, I agree. It's just another totally different system that has a slightly higher learning curve. And I also think that like you when you first buy the camera, you're in the menus a lot.
Yeah.
But afterwards, you only use like format memory card.
You set it up once the way you like, and you can also create your own menu. So the stuff that's really important for you, you can access that very quickly. And there's also a button that brings you directly to the camera settings, and you don't have to go in the menu for that or something like that.
That's nice. What I noticed during shooting is that I really loved the electronic viewfinder. I loved being able to see what you get. At one point I was looking through the viewfinder and just seeing how the light would fall on leaves and making my composition accordingly. So I haven't been annoyed at all with the electronic viewfinder. I actually loved using it.
For wedding photographers especially, because they are so focused on a creative composition or how the light falls, looking for that special light. And it works perfectly.
So going on to autofocus. First of all, eye autofocus.
Mm-hmm.
I think mostly useful for portrait sessions.
Yeah.
For the photo shoot, but not so much for during the day.
No, I think it's more for in a controlled environment like a photo shoot where you control the subject and. But shooting moments during the day, I wouldn't use it that much.
I think face recognition would be useful during that time, because we noticed while shooting, even when using flash in really low light situations, it worked perfectly. And that's really handy. The focus tracking worked well as well. Mm-hmm. We did some tests walking forward and backward. It worked really well.
Yeah, for a wedding photographer as myself and as you yourself, when the bridal couple comes out of the church or the city hall, it's great to have that functionality.
And have the camera tracking the subject actually. So that's really nice.
Yeah, normally I would have I would like to have the control myself.
Yeah.
But now I think I can rely on the camera for that specific moment.
I agree. One thing I was curious about was how well does it work with flash, because if you have good natural light, then of course the camera will perform nicely. But we made a sort of a test setup with 2 off-camera flashes and 1 commanding flash, the Godox A7III version 2 for Sony. And it worked really well. Also the burst capabilities, also of the flash. It's a really beautiful flash, I think.
No misfires.
No, not at all.
All so sharp.
Yeah, I agree.
Really impressed by the flash.
Yeah, I think it will be no problem at all to use on a wedding day during dancing, for example. And also the face recognition worked. We even tested out conditions with natural light going as low as, I think, ISO, well, the highest the camera can go, 51,200.
It can go higher.
Yeah, but really, really dark. You could hardly see a thing.
Yeah.
But the camera still could acquire focus, so that was promising.
Impressive.
Yeah, I think the Sony will have no problems at all using flash.
No.
And it was fast enough. We did a small buffer test, writing RAW to 2 cards, both compressed. And you see the results after this.
Yeah, for me it was one reason to switch.
Yeah.
Because I used a Nikon D750 and the buffer was filling up really fast. So I needed something faster and...
I think this is a lot faster.
Yeah.
I think, well, for me the 5D Mark IV was fast enough in terms of buffer speed. I think this is even better, the Sony A7III. But yeah, fast enough for me for sure. We used the Sony, the fastest Sony card they have, 300 megabits per second. And the Lexar 150 megabits per second. I'll link them in the video. The buffer is really fast and fast enough, and you could still use the camera during the buffer time. So in terms of dynamic range, I think you can push the files really well. Luther was completely black in this photo, but I could still get enough detail out of his face. And of course, when you're pushing the file enough, of course you'll get noise after a while, but it was still
usable. Yeah.
And even with slight noise reduction, you have a very nice looking image, I think. So people love Canon cameras because of their skin tones. So do we have any opinion on the Sony skin tones and colors?
Yeah, we do. I think you can say that the standard RAW file is pretty flat with the skin tones. But after processing in Lightroom, which is now compatible. It looks very good.
A lot better.
Yeah, you can get a lot more out of it.
Even especially with the new camera profiles in Lightroom, you have a lot more options in terms of what kind of style or look you want. So in terms of ISO performance, I'll just show the files and also a crop, so you can judge for yourself what's still acceptable in terms of high ISO.
Yeah, but the low light capabilities are pretty amazing.
Yeah, especially for this price of a camera.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time for the final verdict. So maybe a little bit of a backstory, because I went into this review also perhaps to change systems, because I'm interested in the Sony system. I don't know if I'll be switching just yet, because we've just invested in a lot of cameras, but I think that if you're looking for a new camera as a wedding photographer, then just buy the Sony, because I think this is just the best camera on the market right now.
It does everything really well, especially when you're a wedding photographer or some kind of an event photographer. it's a great camera. People don't notice you because you can shoot silent.
Yeah. Tracking works really well.
Perfect.
ISO is good.
Yeah.
Functionality is great with the electronic viewfinder.
It's not too heavy.
Yeah.
And the lenses are not too heavy. It depends on what lens you use, but for me it's a big plus because a wedding can be more than 12 hours and when you carry two bodies, you
feel it at the end of the day.
You feel it.
You feel every ounce you carry.
And I'm a strong guy, you know, so...
Yeah. I
think.
I'm really happily surprised. Also, because of the flash capabilities, it worked a lot better than I thought. And this flash is also amazing. Even if you stay with Canon or Nikon, I would definitely look into this flash.
Yeah. And it almost took him no time to set it up. Because he's the flash king.
They actually kind of copied Canon's flash. So it was pretty easy to get used to. And it just works well. So, yeah.
And it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. So definitely a big thumbs up for Sony.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to check out his work because it's awesome. And also check out our work.
It's awesome.
And give a thumbs up if you like the video. And if you have any questions about the Sony, leave them in the comments. Then I or Luther will answer them. So till next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.